Shalom. I'm looking forward to this Shabbat, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about what to expect for this particular Saturday morning. We intend, God willing, to have a minyan in the room in our sanctuary, which means that we'll have the ability to do a more complete service, to do some of the elements of a Shabbat morning service that we haven't been able to do for the last number of months. And this is definitely a cause for celebration, knowing that we can once again recite some of these prayers and do some of these particular rituals. However, we are still obviously invested in everyone's health and safety. As such, we do need to ensure that we are making the service run as quickly as we feasibly can, while still incorporating the most important elements. So there will be several things that we're going to be doing a little bit differently than if we normally had a large crowd in the sanctuary on a Shabbat morning. For instance, we're going to encourage everyone to recite Pesukei de Zimra and Birkot HaShachar, the opening blessings and psalms, at one's home. In the description of this video, you're going to be able to find the link for the Rabbinical Assembly Siddur, so that you can get the Siddur that we use on Shabbat morning. In case you don't have a copy of it already, you'll be able to download that service if you'd like to say that on your own. When it comes to the Amidah, for both Shachrit and Musaf, the two times in which we are standing and reciting our most innermost thoughts to God, we're going to be doing each time what's known as a Heicha Kedusha. We're going to say the Amidah aloud together, the first 2 pages, and then the rest of it will be individual. The other thing to note is that we're going to be reading Torah. However, we're going to be reading it according to the triennial Torah reading background. This is not something that typically happens at Temple Beth Tzedek, and I want to emphasize to everyone that this is not intended to be a permanent change. This particular custom, as well as the other customs I've mentioned, are going to be done when we have a Shabbat morning service in the sanctuary during this time of COVID. Afterward, God willing, we'll be able to resume typical Shabbat morning activities. But for now, again, the idea is to be as efficient as we can, and to not have those gathered in the sanctuary linger for longer than they need to. Nor are we going to ask for any of you watching on the live stream to have to watch longer than you need to. I know it's tough to be watching a computer screen hour after hour after hour. We want to make this both efficient and meaningful. So the triennial Torah reading, we're going to be reading about 1/3 of the Torah portion of Ki Tavo. And please remember that we've been reading bits and pieces of Torah reading in the last number of months on Saturday mornings, but we're going to be reading more of it actually with the triennial breakdown. So those are just a few things to keep in mind for tomorrow morning. We hope that if you haven't signed up and RSVP'd to be there in person, that you'll join us on live stream Shabbat morning, and we hope to be able to provide both an efficient and safe experience for everyone. Wishing everyone Shabbat Shalom, and continue to stay safe.